What's the best investment in Kenya today? Is it land, apartments, treasury bonds, money market funds, shares, a SACCO? If you have ever asked that question, you are not alone. In fact, it's probably the most common investment question I hear from high-income professionals. But here's a surprising truth. It's the wrong question. Because the best investment for one person could be the worst investment for another. Today I'm going to show you why chasing the best investment often leads to disappointing results, the one question investors ask first, and how you can make investment decisions with far greater confidence. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple framework you can use before making your next investment decisions. Hello, I'm Manyara Kirago. I help high-income professionals in Kenya optimize their finances and build lasting wealth through strategic financial planning and rental real estate investing. Over the years, I've noticed something very interesting. People rarely begin an investment conversation by talking about their goals. Instead, they ask questions like, should I buy land? Is now a good time to invest in apartments? Are treasury bonds better than unit trusts? Which SACCO gives the highest returns? Should I invest in shares? Notice what all these questions have in common. They are focused on products, not purpose. And that's where many investment mistakes begin. Imagine you're planning a journey. Before you choose the road, before you choose the vehicle, before you calculate the fuel that you'll need, what's the first thing you decide? Your destination. Without a destination, no road is the right road. Investing works exactly the same way. Yet, many people skip the destination entirely. Instead, they ask, what's the best investment? But that question cannot be answered honestly without asking, what are you trying to achieve? Because an investment is simply a tool. And a tool only makes sense when you know the job it needs to do. Let's imagine two professionals. Peter is 38 years old. He wants to accumulate a deposit to purchase an apartment building within 5 years. Mary is 52 years old. She plans to retire in 8 years and wants a reliable monthly income. Now, imagine both of them investing in exactly the same asset. Will it automatically be the right decision for both? Not necessarily. Peter may prioritize growth. Mary may prioritize income and capital preservation. The same investment can be excellent for one person and unsuitable for another. Not because the investment is good or bad, but because their objectives are different. This is one of the biggest lessons successful investors understand. There are no universally perfect investments, only investments that are appropriate for particular goals. So, why do intelligent professionals keep asking for the best investment? Because we are influenced by what we see around us. A colleague buys land and makes a profit. A neighbor builds apartments. A friend recommends a particular SACCO. Social media is full of stories about overnight successes. Suddenly, everyone feels they're missing out. This fear of missing out often pushes people into investments they've never properly evaluated. The problem is that someone else's success does not automatically become your strategy. Your colleague may have different responsibilities, different income, different debts, different time horizons, different risk tolerance, different goals. Copying another person's investment without understanding why it suited them is a bit like wearing someone else's prescription glasses. If the prescription isn't yours, your vision becomes worse, not better. Before investing a single shilling, ask yourself this question: what problem is this investment solving? Let's look at a few examples. If your goal is paying university fees in 4 years, you'll probably choose different investments from somebody building wealth over 20 years. If your goal is replacing your salary with passive income, you'll think differently from someone saving for a house deposit. If your objective is preserving capital, you'll evaluate opportunities differently from someone seeking long-term growth. Notice something very important. The investment hasn't changed. The objective has. And once the objective changes, the right investment often changes too. This is why successful investors don't begin by looking at products. They begin by defining outcomes. Whenever I evaluate an investment, I like to ask a series of questions. Does this investment support my long-term financial strategy? Does it move me closer to financial freedom? Does it match my timeline? Does it fit my tolerance for risk? Does it improve the overall balance of my portfolio? If the answer to those questions is yes, then it's worth exploring further. If not, I don't invest, no matter how attractive the opportunity appears. This simple discipline prevents emotional decisions. It also reduces the temptation to chase every new opportunity that comes along. Remember, saying yes to an investment means saying no to others. That's why every investment decision deserves careful thought. One of the most expensive habits I see is constantly moving from one investment idea to another. 1 year it's land, the next year it's shares, then apartments, then treasury bonds, then something completely different. The portfolio becomes increasingly complicated, but complexity doesn't necessarily create wealth. In many cases, it simply creates confusion. The wealthiest investors I know are remarkably disciplined. They understand their strategy. They know what they're trying to achieve. They ignore opportunities that don't fit their plan. That discipline often matters more than finding the highest returning investment. Here is something I would encourage you to do this week. Think about the next investment you're considering. Before asking, how much return will it generate? Write down the answer to these 5 questions. What is my financial goal? When do I need the money? How much risk am I willing to accept? How does this investment fit with everything else I own? How does it move me closer to financial freedom? You may be surprised by how much clarity these questions provide. This is why goal-based investing is the 4th pillar of my structured growth framework. Every investment should support a clearly defined objective. When you start with a goal instead of the product, your financial decisions become simpler, more intentional, and far more effective. To help professionals identify whether their investments are aligned with their long-term financial goals, I have created the Financial Freedom Scorecard. It takes about 15 minutes to complete and assesses the 7 critical pillars that determine long-term financial success. In the description below, you'll find the link to my freedomcoachke.com website, where you can download the scorecard. Download it and take a few minutes to fill it and discover whether your investments are working together or simply sitting along each other. And if you'd like help interpreting your results, you're welcome to book a complimentary financial freedom strategy session. Together, we'll review your current investments, identify any gaps, and develop a personalized roadmap towards financial independence. If you found this video valuable, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with somebody who's constantly asking, what's the best investment? Because after watching this video, they'll know the better question to ask. Remember this, the best investment isn't the one everyone is talking about. It's the one that moves you closer to the life that you want to build. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.